I'm joined by my amazing friend, Kelly Sullivan Walden. Woohoo!
And the crowd goes, wow.
And the crowd goes,
Thanks for having me, Natalie.
it is such a pleasure to have you. Now, I met Kelly. I think I initially met you on one of the other podcasts I was doing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
then we became even more acquainted because you became a member of the Association of Transformational Leaders.
Yeah.
And so we are both members of that amazing group. Which and on this particular podcast, we want to be talking about the things that we do, like our daily practices and things that we do to be able to help elicit joy. Now, I had a conversation with a friend the other day, and he's like, "Well, what do you do for fun? Like, what brings you, what brings you joy?" And I go, "Well, honestly, hanging out with my friends, having a good meal, maybe a nice glass of wine, and a deep conversation. That is my love language. That is all of that." Now, the way that I do that is because I have very intentionally surrounded myself with transformational leaders, with people who are in a kind of a similar energy to me. Now, it doesn't mean that I don't have fun with friends who are not in this space, but the most fun I have is that when we can have these deeper conversations from an elevated energy around some pretty sticky or some fun or some joyful topics,
Yeah.
So what
I don't
brings
know.
you joy?
This is kind of an interesting thing. So I'm doing a podcast on UK Health Radio. It's called The Healing Power of Your Dreams with this woman. I'm co-hosting it with Teresa Chung, who's like the dream queen of England. And she's like, "You're the dream queen of the US. I'm the dream queen of England. And we should do our part for the US UK relations, like figure it out." And what I'm noticing is that people in my world think of me as a total goofball. Like people are like, I'm not afraid to do something stupid. I mean, on the cover of my book, "A Crisis is a Terrible Thing to Waste," I'm in a mud puddle with a teacup and a teapot, and just like in literal mud. There was no AI, no airbrushing, no nothing. It was like literally in a mud puddle. And so I know how to have fun. But when I'm with Teresa challenges me because she is more wild and crazy than I am. So I'm like, and her perspective, because she's been in the dream world a long time. She's written 100 books. I've written 11 books. I thought I was hot shit with 11 books. But she's written 100 books.
Right.
And she's like, if I'm not having fun, then what's the point? So she's pushing me to the edges. So there's a song. I'm going to send you this song and I'm going to make you dance to it. And I'm going to actually put you in the music video if you would join me. So this is a challenge to you, Natalie. When you hear this song, you can't help but want to dance. And it's a song called "The Healing Power of Your Dreams." Dana made it. Anyway, so at the beginning of our show, we have this choreography that is so ridiculous that we start our show with "The healing power of your dreams. It's more than you." And it's just this like ridiculous little girl with her hairbrush kind of dance moves. And we start our show with this. And we're interviewing very serious scientists from IONS and Nobel Peace Prize winners. And we're starting with like, I'm like, aren't we going to get arrested? We can't. It's hilarious. And they're cracking up. They're having a good time. And so I just think we have to push the limits. Okay. Dreams come in. Can I tell you about this dream? Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
All right. So, all right, here's the nutshell of a dream I had that has been an important one. I'm dancing with this guy in my dream, and we're in New York. For some reason, I know we're in New York, and we're dancing like crazy. But all of a sudden, he takes it to the next level. He's dancing. He's like gyrating. He's going nuts. And I step away like, "Oh, I don't know this guy." Like, he just took it a step too far. I'm like kind of backing up from him. And he does this thing with his head where he flips his head and his toupee goes flying out. And it reveals this cavern in his head, like a volcano, like this inside. And I'm like, oh my God, this, like, I'm so embarrassed for him. I'm so embarrassed that not only was he dancing like a complete spaz, but that his toupee came off and it reveals this like hideous looking internal head thing. And he doesn't give a shit. He picks up his toupee off the dance floor, throws it over his shoulder, and it just dances off down the way. And I wake up from this dream thinking, holy shit, everyone in the dream is an aspect of self. That's what I teach anyway. So that means he's a part of me.
Ooh,
He's
ooh,
the part
okay.
of, he's the part of me that doesn't give a flying bleep what anyone thinks. He's dancing full on. So there's the Kelly and sort of the Kelly ego that's like, yeah, I can be wild, but I still want to look good. But
Right.
this part of me is like, no, we're
Mm.
going to go to the next level. And it showed me. So dreams do that. Dreams, like Jeremy Taylor, one of my great late dream teachers, said our dreams never teach us what we already know. They're showing us something next, the next step.
Right.
So
Okay.
this man in my dream, a part of myself, was showing me my 2.0.
Right.
Who I would be if I was unashamed of people seeing that I'm an airhead, that there's nothing going on in there. Like, what if they saw that? What if everything came off? So what? So what? So this is where dreams, I think, can help us with our joy. They take us to our edge. And I'm doing my best to kind of lean in and turn this guy into an ally and be more like him in my
Right.
waking life. So he's kind of my North Star these days. All right, what is that bringing up for you?
Well, so here's the thing. I like that. I like how you look at dreams from a way that is more symbolic, because I think a lot of us go, I don't know what that means. That was weird.
Yes.
And we look at it, logically. We look at it for what it is. And really, our dreams are not that at all. And so how do we figure out what they're trying to tell us? How do we figure out the meaning?
You buy my books and then you're fixed forever. I've got 2 dream dictionaries, which say in big bold type at the beginning, don't take this completely seriously. Like your interpretation is what matters most. But here's some suggestions for what it might mean to have a toupee fall off, for what it might mean to show up naked in public, to have your teeth fall out in a dream, to be at school, but you forgot there was a test.
And is there multiple meanings to the one thing, like the teeth thing? I used to always have a recurring dream that my teeth would disintegrate.
Yes. Oh gosh. Yeah, that is one of the most remembered dreams, not because it's one of the most dreamed symbols. It's because it's so memorable that people can't stop thinking of it. So often what I associate with that, if it were my dream, is that our teeth bring us back to our survival, our caveman self. So imagine being a cave woman back in time with no teeth. You wouldn't be long for this world. You wouldn't be able to eat. You wouldn't be able to go, you wouldn't be able to bare your teeth at anybody. You'd be, like they say, toothless, which is another way of saying helpless. And the way that translates into day to day here in the modern time that we're living in is what makes us feel that we have teeth is money. So often teeth disintegrating in a dream is usually the fear of money troubles.
Right.
And it's usually a venting dream. It's a dream that's trying to help you work it out, not trying to make you feel bad. It's usually trying to get that stress out of your system so that you can have better problem solving. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. It does. Now,
and I think of every dream symbol is a part of ourselves. It's never, I think that's what Carl Jung said, so I borrow it from him. That's one of the hacks for interpreting dreams. It's all happening within us.
Yeah, no, I agree. So, so if you listen to the previous podcast, we talked about how we can influence our dreams before we go to sleep for joy. So that's going to sleep, waking up.
Yes.
What should be our practice as we're waking up?
You've got to write your dream down. You've got to record it because it's slippery like a little fish. Like it's like you're like, oh, there it is, and then whoa, where'd it go? I can't get it.
Yeah, no. If I don't write it down straight away, it's gone.
Exactly. And by write it down, I just put it in my phone. I have an app that I use called Temenos, Temenos. It's a Jungian app. So they've got some really interesting interpretations. At some point, I'm going to have my own dream app. I have dream meditation apps, but I don't have a dream interpretation app. But you can just put it in your voice notes, but just get it out of your mind while you're still on the bridge. And
Right.
then later, when you've got a chance, let's say you've done your yoga, your meditation, you've had your morning coffee, go back and look at the dream and do some journaling about, God, that was silly, but what does that make? Oh, it makes me think of this, and just do some random association. I have a jet set dream interpretation formula that will help you get to some clarity about what it means. Do we have time for me to say it quickly? I
We
know
do.
very
Absolutely.
short. So jet set, back in the day, if you were a member of the jet set, that meant that you were a frequent flyer. That meant that you could travel the world. So it's a really aspirational kind of title. And it's an acronym. The J stands for Just the Facts, Ma'am. This is where you write your dream down with it doesn't have to be important. Just be a dutiful secretary. Just take dictation, write it down. And the E is for the emotion or the energy, the way the dream made you feel. If the teeth falling out was horror or shame, or in my dream with the guy dancing, there was shame. I was embarrassed for him. It was fun up to a point, and then horror. Like, what? So ego, embarrassment. And so that's the E. The T is for the title. And the title I gave to that dream was Dancing His Head Off, his hair off. Like as if it were a movie, because sometimes that clarifies what the dream is about. and then the S is about the standout symbols. So what does dancing mean to you? What does a toupee mean? What is a volcano, inside out, emptied out volcano? So you ask yourself, what do those things mean to me? How are those significant to me? How would I describe them to an alien that had no idea what these things were? And then the E is for the embodiment, where you take one of those symbols, like I took the guy, one aspect of the dream, and I imagined I was him. And you ask yourself, how does it feel to be that? Or even like the mermaid throne, how does it feel to sit in this, or to even be that? Like, you just imagine that you are that. And you notice how it changes your point of view, because we all have our ordinary set list, our normal playlist for how we see the world. But the dream gives us a completely altered perspective about how to look at our issues. We embody it, and then we embody it with a nod toward what it is we're trying to manifest. Those things that we thought about when we went to bed, like, how is this wild man in my dream, this wild dancing man that doesn't give a fuck about his hair, how might that be helping me to have my next best-selling book? Oh my God, it absolutely, there's a through line. He's helping me to be more unleashed, be more wild, be more joyous, and not care so much about what people think. I want to create something that is matterful to people, but I also don't want to be limited by the brambles of people saying, well, that's not appropriate. That's not appropriate.
Yeah.
Screw that.
Well, hence in the mud with a teacup. So.
Exactly. Hence, furthermore, ergo. Exactly. And then finally, the T is for the tangible. What are you going to do with that? How are you going to make that actionable in your waking life? So, hence, do the photo shoot in the mud. When the photographer says, wow, look at that mud puddle, want to get in? You say, if I'm going to live with the maximum joy jolt possible, the only appropriate answer is, yeah, I guess I'm going to get in that mud puddle.
Oh, darling, thank you so much for your time and all of your wisdom today. If you are listening to this podcast, make sure that you check out Kelly's Substack page, which is Kelly Sullivan Walden, and any of her 11 books. I mean, wow, which you can find on Amazon. So, and what's your website, sweetie? What's your main website?
It's my name, kellysullivanwalden.com, but you can also get there by going to ihadthestrangestdream.com.
Oh, there you go.
And yes, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok and all over the place with Kelly S. Walden, or Kelly Sullivan Walden on Facebook.
Wonderful. All right, darling. Thank you.
Thank
so
you,
much.
Natalie.
And thank you for those who've tuned in, and we will be back again next week. Looking forward to bringing you another special guest then. So have a great week, everyone, and bye for now.
Bye.